DreamKingz Films. We're with Coach Corprew of Coach Me Up Sports. Hey, Coach, today is the day. The 17 Showcase football count just ended. Coach, real quick, man, just give me your thoughts on today's count today.
Amazing. I think these guys did amazing today. They took advantage of an awesome opportunity. I was very impressed with the athleticism of these guys. You're talking about a bunch of raw clay came out here today and performed. I think a lot of these guys put themselves in a situation to build their platform to get recruited on the collegiate level.
Coach, talk about your turnout today, over 200 kids.
Oh man, awesome. Coach, could never expect it. Like they say, God, keep a ram in the bush, and there were plenty today. These kids turned up, they showed out, they were aware. We put some awareness out regarding the NCAA, discussing the dead period with the COVID-19 taking place. These kids not having an opportunity to participate in spring ball. These guys came out and they took advantage of that opportunity.
Coach, how important it was to have this showcase today and help out these kids, being that the NCAA shut everything down through August, also with the COVID-19 pandemic throwing the world for a loop?
This was extremely important. If you were a 2021 guy, or you were a 2022 guy, right now, your recruiting pinnacle point was what we would call your spring ball. That's the opportunity where colleges are able to come out postseason and do an assessment, do an evaluation, get ahead of their recruiting period, put some guys on their board before the season starts. Those guys didn't get an opportunity to do that. Why? They had a dead period in June. So these guys didn't have any spring ball. They didn't have any summer workouts. So it went from a dead period expended in June, a dead period continued through July, and then they just announced the dead period continued through August. So the truth is, when do those kids, in particular the 2021, the 2022, when do they get the showcase? They didn't. Today was their opportunity to come to a candy store, use it as a platform. They ate it up. They ate it up, we live streamed it, we gave colleges an opportunity to see it, and we'll have the film to provide to those universities.
Coach, you had players come from Tennessee, Alabama, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, as well as Florida. Coach, talk about the competition that was out here today.
The competition was unreal. I think I was highly impressed with our big guys, the D linemen and the offensive linemen that were here, highly competitive. We were very impressed with their natural technique, but well as the technique that they presented from being from their programs. You know, you had guys that had offers that we were impressed with. Guys that didn't have offers stepped up and competed with these guys. So they set a precedent to show, hey, I might not have been to a major showcase, but this showcase as I was at today, this is gonna put me on the platform. The 17 created a platform for me.
Coach, one of those big guys, Big Joseph Maxwell from Windsor Forest High School, 6'4", 285. Coach, he balled out here today. Just give me something on Big Joe, Coach.
Grown man. When I say a grown man, he should have been on a basketball court. And when I say that, has great feet, great balance. He stayed on his blocks. His point of attack was good. He had a low back. He stayed good. And when they went into pass pro, you know, there were guys that were smaller and were a lot quicker, and he made the adjustment. He never got beat off the ball. Like I said, he stayed on his block. He stayed square. He kept his shoulders square. Had a great punch. Had an awesome punch. Even with the second or the third move, he still stayed on his block. Whoever gets that guy, whoever he decides to sign to, you're definitely getting the gym. Hands down, you're getting the gym.
Coach, just talk about how hard you worked and pushed them out here today.
Wow, unreal. So this wasn't just a showcase for them to showcase their talent. These guys go to a lot of showcases. The thing about a showcase is I can keep taking a test, but if nobody teaches me how to correct the errors that I make on a test, how will I ever get better? So we took time to test, but we also took time to teach and instruct. We didn't do a whole lot of talking, we did a whole lot of demonstrating and a whole lot of reps. Now you gotta remember, these guys have no conditioning, they had no spring ball, they had no summer workouts, so they came out here today off of pure heart. I think any quality coach from any program would tell you, I'll take a kid that's coachable, I'll take a kid that's academic, and I'll take a kid that's hard. You know why? Because I can win with him. He's gonna keep me in the game. These guys that came out today, you're talking about 90 to 100 degree heat, and with the things that could have been on their mind. You know, I could have been concerned about COVID. I could have been concerned about coming out and I'm not supposed to, you know, I'm not supposed to do this, or I could have made excuses is what I call it. They didn't make excuses. Their focus was, I want to come out and give myself an opportunity to extend my academic and my athletic career to the next level.
I talked to a bunch of kids. They say they learned a lot. Coach, can you just talk about what y'all was out here teaching today?
Absolutely. So we had, you know, professional, college, former college, high school, great high school coaches. We taught a lot of stance and start. We taught fundamentals. We taught stay low. A lot of motor drills. Keep your feet moving. A standing still man on a football field is a dead man. We talked about playing low. We talked about playing with a high tempo. I like to teach how you practice practice is how you play. So we practice at a fast tempo. That includes the stretch. We made it clear to these guys, the moment that your foot touches, your toe touches that green turf, you're on the hop. Everything is up tempo, and that's what we expressed to them. We gave them nuggets that'll transfer over just from doing that, being coachable, being at a high tempo. When you do get a chance, whether it's a walk-on, whether it's a partial offer, whether it's an offer, you'll step up. Because the guy that's hesitant about running out and you sprint out, you're always the first one at a meeting. You're always the first one in the weight room. You're always the first one at the practice. You're always the first one at the film room. What's gonna happen is hard work is gonna reward you. Hard work is gonna reward you every time. And that's what these guys learned today.
Yes, sir, Coach. First time I ever seen referees at a showcase at a football camp. Can you just talk about that and how important it was to bring those guys out here?
It's very important. Practice should reflect game. So when we're talking about competition, when these guys go competition on Friday, you know, if they're blessed enough to go competition on Saturday, they're blessed enough to go competition on Sunday, they're gonna see those stripes. So we wanted to provide that same environment, that same mock environment here to help. We did everything we could today to help these young men be successful. And it wasn't just about one-on-ones, and it wasn't just about 7-on-7, and it wasn't just about slot combos. We force-fed these guys today. These guys had to learn man one in 10-15 minutes. They had to learn cover 3 in 10-15 minutes. They had to learn pro-style offense. They had to learn it right now. Some were successful at it, some were in the developmental stage. But what we did was we created a learning environment out here today.
Yes, sir, Coach. Before we get out of here, successful camp today, but I know you couldn't have put it together by yourself. Can you just talk about some of the help you had and also talk about some of your sponsors?
Amazing, amazing. All Pro Dad, great sponsorship. Wade Rowland Associates, a law firm down in Jacksonville, Florida. Can't say enough about how they supported it. The NFL player from the Jacksonville Jaguars, Perry Nicholson, I thank him for his support. The local support we had, the Chatham County Parks and Recreation, providing us the opportunity to utilize the facilities, amazing facilities at Memorial Stadium. I can't say enough about Savannah High School coaching staff. They supported it 110%. Even Grove High School supported it 110%. I want to definitely thank Mr. Milton Spate, Mr. Zach Bailey, and all of the staff from Chatham Parks and Rec. And then I can't say enough about, we had staff to travel all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. Duval County Public School teachers that came and volunteered their time. We even had officials and young youth like Trey Cobb and Billy Cobb. These are pillars of the community, guys who are investing in their kids, and not just their kids, they're investing in other people's kids. Just couldn't need a significant amount of time and energy to our future, and that was just priceless. But I can't, like I said, I can't say enough about Coach Moore. You know, these guys, I had coaches come all the way from South Carolina and Charlotte. Coach Jarvis Sanders, Jarvis Davis, unbelievable coach. We had an XFL coach, Adam Hill, with the Tampa Bay Vipers. He came and produced for our O-line. I mean, we had amazing guys come out and contribute their time, and I can't say enough, but just thank you. And definitely, always the ram in the bush, God. Every day is for me, it's for God, thanking God. Yes,
sir, Coach. Before we get out of here, for all the parents and kids that missed today's showcase but want to be a part of it in the future, how do they contact you? How do they find you, Coach?
Please, this is what you do. You go to Facebook. If you're a Facebook person, it's simple. It's Coach Me Up Sports. It's CMU-Sports. If you're an Instagram person, it's Coach Me Up Sports or CMU-Sports. If you're a Twitter person, it's CORPCHRIS, the number 1, Corp Chris 1. And there's somebody else I want to thank. I can't say enough to the New Orleans Saints. I can't say enough to Coach Curtis Johnson. I mean, just an amazing mentor. He stayed up with me, helping me put this thing together. You know, the NFL, they got their own things going on right now. This guy took time out of his schedule. He wanted to make sure these kids had an opportunity to be successful as well. So I definitely got to thank him.
Hey, Coach, thanks for talking with me. Good luck to your future.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Absolutely.